You're giving us. Thank you. Let me go to Congressman Krishnamoorthi. It seems to me that one thing I learned and gleaned from the House hearings that led to the impeachment vote in the House and has led now to the trial this week is that Republicans are uncomfortable and unwilling, in fact, to defend this president's character. In fact, to defend his actual innocence. Their whole focus is on process. It does remind me of the O.J. trial, which I covered for a whole year every day. Focus on the police that brought him into custody. Focus on the prosecution. Don't focus on the actual innocence of the defendant. They do not feel comfortable, your Republican colleagues, to defend that man walking across the White House lawn there right through today as they present their case. They don't say he's a good guy, of good character. They didn't say he didn't do what he's accused of. They just attacked the Democrats.
I think that's exactly right. And I think that the fact that they want to have these opening arguments unfold in 2 days, 24 hours of opening arguments unfolding in 2 days, starting at 1 p.m., by the way, shows you that they really don't want the American people to be watching any of this, especially the substance, late into the night. And so I think you're correct that they do want to focus on anything other than the president himself. And I think they want to create a spectacle and at the end of the day have their senators vote by party line.
Barbara, Senator Boxer, what do you think of this? It looks to me like it's in broad daylight. They're just saying, we're going to prime time. We're going to late at night. We're going to rush this baby, get it over with. But the whole country, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, is watching this. They're doing this in broad daylight, this scam, if you will, to move this thing so fast people can't see it go by.
This is one ugly mess. I spent 24 years in the United States Senate. I spent 10 years in the House. I have never seen anything as ugly as this. And I know Mitch McConnell very well. We have fought a lot. We worked together on a couple of things. And I know his mindset. He is furious that he can't just dismiss this out of hand because the moderates, the few that there are over there, wouldn't go. That was a bridge too far for them. So now he's figuring out, how am I going to get this over with and make people furious and make them exhausted and all the rest? This was, when I was a kid, the Senate was known as the greatest deliberative body in the world. Mitch McConnell is one angry man. Just look at his face. He's furious about all this, and he's going to make senators pay the price. And by the way, I agree. He's got the votes right now. And, you know, there used to be a saying on my side of the aisle, the Democratic side of the aisle, when we were so close to getting moderates, we always said, when you need them, we always said, they're always there when you don't need them. Yeah. Well, right now, we need them. And they need to come out of the shadows and save this country. This Constitution is on trial. And all this Dershowitz, who is known for defending murderers and pornographers and pedophiles, he's the one who's leading the charge to speak about the Constitution. This is a disgrace.
Well, the Washington Post reports today, in fact, this evening, that President Trump's legal defense team and Senate GOP allies are quietly gaming out contingency plans should Democrats win enough votes to force witnesses to testify in the impeachment trial, including an effort to keep former National Security Advisor John Bolton from the spotlight. One option being discussed would be to move Bolton's testimony into a classified setting because of national security concerns, ensuring that he's not public. According to Post, that proposal is seen as a final tool against Bolton becoming an explosive figure during the trial. First would come a fierce battle in the courts, of course. Congressman, this has always been my question. You know, I've always wondered why John Bolton said, OK, I'll give away my story, even though I could save it for my book. And my first answer was he'll look like a cad or worse. He'll look unpatriotic if he hides the good stuff from the public when it matters. But then I thought, no, he's probably safe because McConnell will make sure he doesn't get called. And if that doesn't work, the president will protect him with executive privilege, and he won't have to give away his little goodies he's saving for his book.
Sometimes you wonder if John Bolton wants to be, attempting to give his testimony and then he doesn't actually have to do it. Yeah. But, in this particular case, what's very interesting to me, Chris, is that Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, as well as Fiona Hill, both gave explosive testimony. I'm pretty sure that they I would think that they would have checked with John Bolton before they did it. And as you know, John Bolton didn't make any noises whatsoever disputing even a scintilla of their testimony. So the question is whether he would come out and corroborate and then expand on what they said. As you know, he said that the deal withholding military assistance in return for these public investigations or an announcement of these public investigations was an illicit drug deal, and that Rudy Giuliani was a hand grenade that would explode everybody around him. I think that those types of statements, if he were to come out and say it, would be very seriously damaging to the president. I don't know how you move this into a classified setting, given that all the information is already out there at this point, and he would only be examined on this type of information that's already public. So I'm not sure how that gambit would work, but it'll be very interesting to see if these 4 senators or 5 senators who are in the middle, who appear to be wanting witnesses, would actually want Bolton to come forward. My hunch is yes, but let's see how it plays out.